Welcome to Muse After Hours. I am Kyan Davis. I'm the owner of Muse Extension Lounge in Olympia, Washington.
And I am Julia Ward, owner of Muse Extension Lounge in Arizona.
At Muse Extension Lounge, we specialize in luxury hair extensions, but we created this podcast to share our journey of entrepreneurship with you.
Yes, we feel like we have so much value, not only inside of the industry of hair and hair extensions, but truly for any entrepreneur. We've been through so much and we love sharing what's worked and what hasn't worked, but we also tell all sorts of fun stories, style, life, fun restaurants, and just experiences together because at Muse, we become the best of friends, employees, and our Muse babes.
All right, babes. So with that, let's dive in. Well, welcome back, everybody. This episode, we might be getting into something a little bit more controversial. Might think.
This is going to get spicy, and I tend to be real passionate about this. So,
yeah, so just buckle up, get ready.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I'm going to drop some truth bombs.
Watch out, everybody. Julia's getting crazy. Okay, so we wanted to talk a little bit about bonders and Olaplex. So this episode is going to be a little bit more about salon specific, like hair care kind of things.
Yeah. But it's also important for everybody to listen, not just hairdressers, because it applies to everyone.
Yes.
So way back when, years and years ago, when bonders first came on the market, holy cow, I'm going to say this was maybe like 2011, somewhere in there. We're talking a long time ago. For some reason, I had this like gut feeling. I'm like, I don't know. This isn't for me. Like, I know how to control my lightning services and keep people's hair healthy. I control it with volume. I pull when things are ready. I rinse when things are ready. I've always been a really conservative hairdresser when it comes to chemicals. And I was just like, this is too new. I'm not going to dip my toe in it. And I had this like gut feeling.
Yeah.
And here we are, however many years later, many, many, many years later. And a couple years ago, I started to notice clients coming into our chairs who had beautifully healthy hair the last time they were in, and suddenly it is ripped to shreds, broken to shreds.
Yeah, we say it's like their hair just starts like shattering like glass, like just out of nowhere.
Like a rodent was like,
like gnawing on the hair.
Yeah, and I had seen it the first time I ever saw it was actually probably in 2019. So this is before Muse even. And so I knew what it looked like, but it wasn't wildly spread. I had seen it once before, and by lots and lots of questions, we figured that it was Olaplex that was causing this. So I was like, okay, like, I'm glad I listened to my gut on that one. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so then we started to notice it more and more coming into our salon, and it's a very specific look of damage. And so the first initial thing we ask is, have you been using Olaplex or any bonders, K-18, anything that's the bonder? And every time we saw that specific looking damage, the answer was yes.
Yeah. And so for anyone, if you don't know Olaplex or K-18 bonders, Olaplex specifically started off as just like an in-salon treatment that stylists would add to their bleach to help be like a buffer so that you could process and bleach hair more heavily, and they were supposed to lessen the damage that you were getting. However, then they started coming out with at-home care for clients, and anybody could go into the store, buy these products, and be using them without consulting with a stylist, nothing. You didn't have to do any education to know how to use Olaplex.
No. And TikTok made it pop too.
Yeah. Oh, it was viral. Like, yeah, it was very popular online, very trendy. And so I feel like that's definitely when we started noticing like the widespread breakage, because so many more people were just using these at-home products because they were supposedly supposed to be the best to like help your hair not get damaged and repair your brittle hair. when in reality, it was doing the exact opposite.
Yeah. And so basically, what was going on is when you first start using it, it does make the hair feel better. So instantaneous, a client can feel a difference and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like I'm never using anything else. And so then they just keep using it and keep using it and keep using it, which is, it's more of a treatment oriented situation. So that when their hair starts to break, they don't like equate the two. They don't think, oh, it's my Olaplex, because they just remember when I first started using it, my hair started feeling better than ever. And so it takes somebody like us, a whistleblower, to be like, whoa, dude, like you're using a bonder. Let me explain to you. And it actually was scientifically explained to me by somebody in the industry who I respect tremendously. And she understands hair science. She has a product line. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to get her in any trouble. But she explained it to me in a way that was like, okay, I can now like talk about this with a lot of confidence and science backing it up. So basically, let me explain. What happens is that the hair can become over bonded. So and it happens in an instant. So you could be using it. Everything is fine. All it takes is one use and you have now over bonded your hair. And that's why you can't figure out a rhyme or reason, or why does it happen to this person and it didn't happen to that person. It's because it's just one use. You could be using it for 2 years and then all of a sudden one use and it
too
goes.
much. Yep.
And so what happens is that inner cortex becomes like glass-like consistency, and anything that touches it shatters. Even just brushing it, shatter, 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 shatter. There is no repairing that. It is, you can only do little trims until that portion of hair that became over bonded is gone. There's no coming back.
Yeah. So yeah, we have lots of clients that have experienced this, and that's exactly what happens. We stop bleaching for a while or are very gentle on their hair because we don't want to continue adding to that damage. And we see over time all of that old hair just starts to break and break and break.
Yep. And luckily, we have a tool to really help them through this, and they were already seeing us. But we have clients all the time who fill out our application, which when you fill out an application with us, you have to fill out a form. And that form has you upload photos of your current hair, your inspiration hair. And I can see it every single time. And they write in the blurb, like, my hair is not the same. It's just breaking. I don't know if it's hormones. I don't know if it's this, that. I can see it's a dead ringer to me. As soon as I get them on the phone, that's like one of the first questions I ask. By chance, are you using any bonders, Olaplex, K-18, anything in that family? And they say yes.
Yeah, every time. That's how it happens. So luckily, we are able to help them through repairing their hair. We have off our salons, we offer luxury hair extensions, and they're gentle enough that we're able to apply these extensions onto their hair, give them back their voluminous, long, beautiful hair. And we have amazing, luxurious, high quality products with incredible ingredients that we then switch them to off of Olaplex, off of bonders, and we start the journey of nurturing and repairing their hair.
Yeah, to the point where someday if they don't want to wear hair extensions, they don't necessarily have to, but I will tell you, people get addicted. Even if they say they start with 3 rows, maybe they get to a point where they're just wearing 1 row for fullness and volume. But we're really grateful that we have this tool to help them in this wild hair epidemic.
Hair epidemic, yes. It is. It is. So we encourage you guys, stop and do some research about bonders if you're currently using them.
Yeah.
Just so you know what the possibility is of the damage.
I will tell you, you will have hairdressers that will die on their mountain saying that they're just fine to use. It's because they haven't seen it with their own 2 eyes, or they are turning a blind eye and not making the connection between, they could be just passing it off on their client like, oh, your curling iron's too hot or whatever it might be. But I'm telling you what, I'm an intuitive girl and I have seen it with my own 2 eyes time and time and time again. And I will die on the mountain of don't freaking use it.
Yes, we
Stay
will.
away. I will
Stay away.
die on that mountain. I've had other hairdressers come at me, and there's like celebrity hairdressers out there who are endorsed by those companies. And so
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I mean, I'm endorsed. I'm making money from them. I'm going to continue to recommend them. I'm like,
Nope, don't listen to them.
nope.
Mm-mm.
If you have any questions, though, you guys, make sure to like shoot us a DM. Follow us on all of our socials because we really do our best to educate on all things hair and luxury hair extensions at Muse Extension Lounge, at juliaward.muse.
At cayenne.muse. And if you want to learn more about our experience at Muse, then go to museextensionlounge.com and hit the learn more now button.
All right, everybody,
All right.
have a great day and stop using bonders, damn it!